In this episode of 10 Best Ones, we are going to check out the top 5 best 40 to 45-inch TVs in 2018. I made this list based on my personal opinion, and I tried to list them based on their price, quality, durability and more. If you want to see the price and find out more information about these TVs, you can check out the links down in the description and the comment section below. Okay, so, let's get started with the video. At number 5, we have the Vizio E43 F1. The Vizio E43 F1 is an inexpensive 43-inch, 4K HDR smart TV that would be an excellent option for everyone who is looking for a TV that can output truly impressive visuals without spending thousands of dollars. This model features an attractive, all-plastic construction that is supported by two sharp, low-profile angular feet that are positioned on each side, making you able to store a soundbar if you want between them. However, you can mount this TV on your wall thanks to the embedded 200 by 200 mm hole pattern in order to enjoy an even better viewing experience. Around the rear, positioned on the right side, there are buttons for volume up and down, power and an input selection, while on the side, you can find a USB 2.0 port, an HDMI input, and a component output that is shared with a composite. At the bottom, there is an optical output, analog audio output, a coax input, two HDMI 2.0 ports of which one has an ARC support, and an Ethernet port, so you will be pretty well covered. When it comes to the performance, the first thing I'd like you to know is that this TV supports 3 HDR formats including HDR10, HLG, and Dolby Vision, which I absolutely favor, while on the other side, the E43 F1 uses 10-zone local dimming as well, which will drastically enhance the definition of the blacks. Moreover, the E43 F1 has really interesting specs as well, starting from its octa-core processor, the dynamic contrast ratio of 5:1, the aspect ratio of 16:9 and up to its effective refresh rate of 120 Hz, which in practice is going to reduce the motion blur that may appear during fast-moving objects, so for the price you pay, I think that you will be very satisfied. I would also like to mention that this unit comes with a spatial scaling engine as well, and what's cool about it is that it upscales the lower resolution content to nearly UHD for your ultimate user experience. To conclude, I strongly recommend you consider this product, especially if you want to invest in an extremely affordable 4K TV that can easily outperform most of the mid-range price TVs on the market. Moving on, at number 4, we have the LG Electronics 43 UK6300 PUE. The 43 UK6300 PUE is a versatile, reasonably priced 4K smart TV that was released this year, but since the initial release, it has quickly established itself as a top option because of its exceptionally powerful capabilities. Speaking of the design, this unit sports a slim, unibody design that is accompanied by an average thick border, and plastic, angled feet positioned on each side. However, even though they are plastic, users claim that they do a really good job in terms of supporting, so you shouldn't worry about anything. In addition, the connection ports are quite many, and they are divided into two sections, where some of them are positioned on the rear, while the other half on the side. Those that are positioned on the rear include single USB 2.0 port, a composite input shared with component, an Ethernet port, a digital optical audio output and an HDMI port, while on the side, you can find two additional HDMI inputs, and yet another USB 2.0 port. Moving on, this unit is armed with a quad-core processor that is specifically engineered to reduce the occurrences of the video noise, and to allow an enhanced sharpness and color accuracy which is amazing. I would also like to mention that the UK 6300 supports HDR10 and HLG formats, which are paired with LG's advanced tone mapping technology, that provides a scene-by-scene optimization to ensure that the visuals you see will be indeed breathtaking. But that's not all. Considering the fact that this TV has an IPS panel, this by default means that you can see vibrant and accurate colors even if you view from wide viewing angles, so for now, I'm unable to find any remarks. Last but not least, this model runs on the WebOS that has a straightforward interface and a wide selection of apps and movie shows available for purchase or rental. However, please note that the interface has ads and you won't have an option to disable them, but otherwise, everything runs smoothly, so I think that you will be satisfied. Overall, the UK 6300 deserves your attention, so give it a try and assure yourself of its potential. Next up, at number 3, we have the TCL 40S 305. The TCL40S305 is a reliable, Roku TV that combines an attractive design and a high-end performance with a price that is affordable for most of the customers on the market, so if you've been looking for something similar, then let's find what can you expect from this unit. Aesthetically speaking, the S305 has a sleek, all-black finished plastic construction that does not feel nor look cheap, due to the fact that this unit is fairly thin, so regardless of where you intend to place it, this TV will simply radiate with elegance. At the bottom, there are two, wide, plastic feet that aside of their primary purpose which is to support the cabinet, they do really add even more beauty to its appearance thanks to their chrome finish. When it comes to the connection ports, I would like to inform you that this model comes with 3 HDMI inputs, single USB port, an RF connector, a headphone jack, an optical audio output and a composite input, which is quite good if you ask me. Moving on, the S305 has a full HD resolution, and has a refresh rate of 60 Hz, which basically means that you won't deal with motion blur while you're watching sports or movies. In addition, this model has a relatively low input lag in all picture modes as well, so except for watching movies, you can even play video games, which says a lot about its quality. I'd also like to mention that you will have two ways of operating this TV, whether through the included Roku TV remote that has only 20 buttons to ensure that you will never face any difficulties in terms of navigation, or through the mobile app if you prefer to have an even more convenient user experience. For your information, the Roku platform will grant you an access to over 500,000 movies and TV episodes, and numerous apps that are very responsive, so with a single tap, your movie marathon may start right away. To conclude, the TCL40S305 is worthy of considering, because it is affordable, and it is quality enough to be used for virtually any purpose. Moving on, at number 2, we have the Sony KD43X720E. The 43-inch Sony X720E is among the most purchased TVs on the market, and I'm sure that you've probably seen its name appearing numerous times on the internet as a highly recommended option, which definitely has to mean something, so stick with me in the next couple of minutes to understand why's the whole hype going around this product. From a design perspective, the X720 boasts a stylish black-colored plastic construction with relatively thin borders that is supported by the iconic central stand, which according to the users does not only completely blends with the TV's aesthetics, but it also does a really good job in keeping it stable. However, feel free to mount it on a VESA 100x200 mount as well if you want to save some space and have an even more enjoyable view. In addition, the connection ports include 3 HDMI ports, 3 USB 2.0 ports, single component and composite hybrid, an Ethernet port, a 3.5mm analog audio output, and a digital optical audio output, so as you can see, you won't be restricted in terms of expandability. Furthermore, the X720E comes with the 4K Reality Pro processing system, which is highly effective in upscaling the images to near 4K clarity, and that's why, when you turn on the TV and start watching your favorite movies and series, you will notice that the picture looks clear and natural. But that's not all. Sony has implemented the dynamic contrast enhancer technology as well, whose primary purpose is to reveal and enhance the definition of the blacks and whites, with the intention to provide you a natural tonal gradation of which you won't stop admiring. Finally, thanks to the Motion XR technology and the refresh rate of 60 Hz, this TV will let you watch sports and ensure that even the most dynamic moments will be captured properly, and that's maybe the main reason why are users satisfied with its performance. Overall, the Sony X720E is a must-have option, because it offers a great value for its price tag, and I'm sure that you will never regret your decision in case you purchase it. And finally, at number 1, we have the Samsung 40 NU7100. The 40-inch NU7100 would be an extremely good option for you, especially if you want to invest in a compact, 4K smart TV that offers a premium performance without spending a whole fortune in order to feel that pleasure. When you view from the front, you can immediately notice the charcoal gray, textured panel that houses bezels of an average size, and as you're moving down, at the bottom, there are two sturdy plastic feet with a faux metallic finish that keep the cabinet stable, so when you see it as a whole, without a doubt, I can say that this TV looks gorgeous. Moving on, the connection options are composed of 2 USB ports, 3 HDMI ports of which one has an ARC support, an RF connector, an Ethernet port for wired networking and a digital audio output, and to be honest, for the price you pay, connection ports are quite robust. But now, let's talk about the most important part, and that's the performance. Well, the NU7100 packs a 4K resolution, along with a support for various HDR formats including the HDR10, Samsung's HDR10 Plus format, and the HLG, so from the very beginning, you already have a clue what can you expect from this beautiful gem. Speaking of the colors, those who've purchased this TV claim that they are lifelike and consistent even if you view from wide viewing angles, while on the other side, thanks to its refresh rate which is furtherly enhanced with the Motion Rate 120 technology, even the most dynamic moments will be properly captured, so you won't notice a blur. Before we end, I'd like to mention that, you can connect your console to this TV as well, and enjoy the benefits of gaming in 4K at 60Hz with exceptionally low input lag. However, if you play fast-paced games, be prepared that you may encounter some motion blur, but for other games, the chances that you will notice this are set to minimum if not to zero. Overall, you should definitely consider the new 7100 as your next purchase, because it looks as good as it performs. Thanks for watching, I hope you liked this video. If this video was helpful to you, please remember to leave a like and subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this in the future, and if you have any questions related to these TVs, you can leave a comment down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can.